How has the tour been? Tiring?
It's been great.
Yeah?
It's been a really rewarding tour in many ways. Without much luxury and glamour, which I'm very grateful for because it puts your focus in the right place. But yeah, we had a few fantastic nights, absolutely. Just keep on adding to an already quite interesting touring past.
I think your show kept growing since you guys started until now. You prefer the newer stuff that you're doing on stage, or you somehow miss the simplicity, let's call it the simplicity of the beginnings?
I think, you know, coming from a very DIY, I suppose you can call it, background, you know, that's something that's always been a part of what we do, even if the stage show itself got bigger, it's still all made by us, by hand, really. And there is still a lingering sense of simplicity in it, or perhaps I should say that raw primal undertone that simplicity often brings about. I still think that is very present in what we do, even though we're doing it on sort of a larger scale. But no, I definitely enjoy seeing things grow.
You actually seem to get so much into the show when you're on stage. How does the show look from your point of view? Can you help us see through your eyes? Is that easy, or?
No, it's quite hard. I think for me to put that into words, because thoughts, you know, they're quite rational things, and they rely on, you know, a kind of a rational approach to the things around you, which I lack completely on stage. The stage is very much a place where everything has to be destroyed within yourself and around you, and your own perception of things and your own approach to things has to become numb and void. That's when the concert truly starts to take place. The concert is a place where I lose myself completely, and to try to put into words what that feels like is very hard. I guess it's what we're trying to do with our music, you know, trying to describe the sensation of feeling free, you know, feeling liberated and feeling unbound, I guess.
Do you take any energy from the crowd? Or you
if there
in
is,
your own world completely, so you don't really...
If there is any energy to take, absolutely, I do that. I think it takes quite a lot, though, for the energy of a crowd to break through onto the stage. But if it's, of course, if it's a really loud and violent and wild crowd, it absolutely, the concert itself absolutely gains from it. But with that being said, I don't necessarily mean that a silent crowd, which we get a lot because people are quite uncomfortable, I think, being in a Watain crowd, that doesn't really necessarily affect the concert in a negative way. You know, then there's just nothing coming, and I focus on what's going on stage instead. So
I also heard you saying that the wild hunt is a quest for liberation. May I ask, liberation from what?
Well, liberation and freedom in the world of Watain are very central points of focus. And I think, like I said before, I think our music and the lyrics are very much about, you know, answering that question: what liberation and freedom actually means, you know, and how it feels and how it sounds. And to us, it is a very wild and fierce thing. It's a state of complete lawlessness. It is the upheaval of order. It's the collapse of what we know as to be reason and ethics and morals and all of these things. It is the absence of all of these things. It is a place where it is a place of total potential, but a total void at the same time. And a very vast topic, you know, that I mean, philosophers and theologians have been battling with for, well, since the dawn of thought, really.
But would you just, sorry to interrupt you, would you just replace the current order with another more ideal order from your point of view? Or a place with no order would be freedom?
The path of the Satanists leads towards a collapse, a destruction of order in favor of whatever lies beyond that. The wordless thing that lies beyond patterns, the wordless things that lie beyond the world of creation is beyond. And I think that's very much why Watain sounds and looks the way it does, you know, because behind order, you know, after the collapse, things are not very peaceful. Things are wild and fierce, and you know, chaos is not a state of peace. It's a state of constant, total turmoil.
But still freedom.
Absolutely, in every sense.
Yeah, it's another interesting point. I've never seen it like that, but I think about it. I find it ironic that when you talk about chaos and everything, there's a sign. I don't go into the background.
The world spins faster and faster.
On the Wild Hunt, as far as I understood, it's more or less the first time that you brought in new vocal styles that you're using in the album. And how did that affect the live performances to promote this album?
I don't know. I don't really think so much about these kind of things. I mean, for me, it's like it's just another. It's just another color to paint with. You know, whatever. It's not like a very radical step for me to use another form of vocals. To me, it's like using a different guitar or a new instrument, whatever. You know, it's not like many people have reacted strongly. Use of, so to say, clean vocals, but for me, I don't really. I think it just proves that people are a bit like shallow, perhaps, in their perception of what music and art is in general. Because, you know, if that makes them react, then I don't think they're really prepared for what it is that we do. You know, people shouldn't know what to expect. You know, it's and when they think that they know what to expect, then they're out, and then they're a bit lost. I think then they've misunderstood something. Watain has to remain unpredictable at all times. I'm not talking about, you know, whether or not we use clean vocals, but in every sense, you know, people shouldn't think that they know so much, because they don't.
In all these years since you've been doing music, what do you think might be the biggest lesson that music world or life in general has taught you?
Oh, I mean, it's been a very educating journey so far in many aspects. I mean, first and foremost, Watain for me is a way to. It's a tool of spiritual progression, really, that brings me deeper and deeper into myself and into the unknown, really. I think that's what Watain has always been about, first and foremost. But I mean, there are so many lessons to be learned just from being involved in, working as a band. Just that thing, being on the road, working with outsiders. You learn something every day, and the more you learn, the more you despise and feel contempt for the outside world. Really, it's a very frustrating position to be in a band like this, and having to constantly battle with forces that are not at all related to what we do. I mean that is a constant struggle. Not always obvious, but it's always an internal struggle. And well, if it's anything that I've learned is that never trust anyone outside your own world, and never ever let anyone in across your doorstep if that person doesn't belong there, because we made that mistake a bit too many times. So it takes too much energy to bring things back to normal after that. So always be careful, and always be vigilant, and be very, very, very sure what you want. What your own will is.
Speaking of energy, would you have the energy now to start over again?
But we're starting over again every day. I think every day we wake up. I mean, it's never easy. It's always. I mean, especially in the touring scenario. I mean, you drain yourself every night completely to the last little drop of fire and energy that you have. And the day after you do it again. For me, it's very much it's this circular pattern of total exhaustion and total energy. So yeah, I mean, I have been start over again and do it in a few hours.
Let's say you would start Watain today. Do you think that in today's metal world you find yourself taking the same direction with the same kind of show? Or, because more or less probably when you started, the metal world didn't have a band like Watain, but today there's an explosion of bands of all sorts of things. So maybe back in the days the impact was different than if you would start Watain today. Would you still go in the same direction, or would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I would answer no, that would mean that Watain is shaped out of consideration for, whatever is contemporary, or whatever that is sort of surrounding us, and that's never been the case. But I mean, although in the beginning it could be said that Watain was shaped as a kind of a counter-reaction to what was going on with black metal at that point. Definitely, I mean, we've always challenged and questioned the state of the music genre that we somehow, are very strongly bonded to. And we've always made very sure that we were able to do things our own way within that genre. No, we wouldn't have done things differently. Perhaps the impact would have been different, but then again, it's...
Those are two different things.
Yeah, definitely.
Impact and...
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we would have still had to go through the same processes to get where we